Okay, great. Marcus Stoinis has now joined us for Australia's post-match press conference.
Marcus, what were you sort of, focused on out there with, that nervous period at the end there? What was, what did you feel needed to get done to ice the chase?
The main thing for me there was actually just trying to stay as calm as I can, and for a Greek Australian, that's pretty hard. So, you saw a bit of emotion come out towards the end, but the main thing is Wadey and I were just communicating, just trying to sort out who was going to bowl each over, make a plan, and then stay calm from there.
Marcus, I guess certainly in the Big Bash, both you and Matt are both known as top order players, and there's been some question marks about Australia's finishing. Was it sort of nice to prove that you guys can do the job as finishers?
Yeah, I think that's important. I know there's a lot of questions around that sort of stuff. But all we can do as players is play the role that we get picked to play. Whether that's at the top, like you said, in Big Bash, or whether that's at the bottom in Australia towards the finishing end. So it was good. It was a bit of a I won't lie, there was a bit of a feeling of, here we go again. There's a run chase on here. So it was nice to get that one over the line.
Andrew McGlashan.
Hey Marcus, what made it quite tricky out there today? It seemed that there wasn't really any batters on either side that really got fluency until you managed to hit those late boundaries. Did conditions take you a bit by surprise, or is that what you expected?
It's what we expected to an extent. It was quite hard to get under the ball because it was skidding on quite a bit. It was more skidding on, and it wasn't too quick, so it's hard to get under and up under the ball. But I guess partnerships is the key, and then build partnerships, get used to the conditions while you're out there. It's one thing having a plan, but you also got to work things out on the fly while you're out there. So we saw through the IPL the scores weren't as high as they have been in the past, and that might be a trend that we've seen in the World Cup.
Andrew Wu.
Yeah, g'day Marcus. In tournament play, I suppose the importance is just to get a win, no matter no matter how pretty or ugly it is. How much confidence do you think the team will get now that you've got a win under your belt, and can it sort of set the tone for the campaign?
Yeah, I think it's important to start tournaments like this on the right foot, I guess. It's obvious that you want to win. But yeah, in these short tournaments, I think no matter how you win, it's always a better feeling. You wake up the next morning, it's always better winning than losing. Hopefully good signs ahead.
Louis Cameron.
Hey Marcus, just on Maxi bowling tonight, obviously it was probably saw more of him with the ball than normal. Should we expect that to continue to happen, or was it a bit of a match-up thing tonight, and obviously no Ashton Agar as well?
I think to an extent match-up, but Maxi's a brilliant 2020 bowler. He's very smart. He's obviously played so much, and one of the benefits of batting like he does, he understands the game and he understands what batters are trying to do. So I think he's definitely someone we should be using through this World Cup and in general in white ball cricket. It did match up well to a few of their left-handers, and the wicket suited it. So, there's no reason why he won't be bowling.
Would it be tough on Ashton? Would it be tough on Ashton, I suppose, if he continued to be left out because of that?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think there's any easy choices, so it's really unfortunate. But I also do think there's going to be. I think everyone's going to get used in this tournament. The conditions, we've got to adapt as we go. He's got such a good record. He's been so good for us, so I wouldn't be counting anything out.
Mel Farrell.
Thanks, Cole. Thanks, Marcus. Just having such a scrap like that first up, what do you go away and how do you assess the batting performance after a close scrap like that?
In those scraps, I think it can be quite difficult. I think the key in those sort of games is to build some partnerships, but I mean, also you've got to be aggressive at the start, and so that's what our openers look to do. Finchy was, I don't know whether it's unlucky, but like tried to hit a cut shot and got caught down on the fence there. So that's what we ask him to do. Look to score. Davey was looking good. I actually think Mitch looked brilliant. His plans were good. He was looking dangerous. He hit a few nice shots straight to the fielder. So these games, South Africa fielded very well. They bowled well. They scrapped. They're really good at that. They put a lot of pressure on us, and they're known for that. So yeah, we'll talk as a batting group, but you're always so close. It's never big things. I think it's just the small things.
Thanks.
2 more here, guys. We'll go to Rob Forsyth and then back to Benny Horn to finish off. Rob.
Hey Marcus, you mentioned that feeling of here we go again. What do you think in terms of sort of, the batting group? What have you learned compared to previous collapses that you're able to do better today? And I suppose just on the whole, do you feel sort of confident that, as a batting order, you can post some far bigger totals than that when given the chance?
Well, to be honest, mate, you got to get the conditions to score the big totals. So, I mean, that's just sometimes how cricket goes. And what it asks you with these conditions is to adapt to the situation. And it doesn't always mean that we're going to post big scores or it's going to make it look easy. But I think that's what's our role as professional cricketers. So you go out, you see what's happened, you understand the situation, you try and play that as best as you can. So, I mean, that's all we can do, I reckon.
Last one, Benny Horn.
Marcus, you mentioned before that, in this tournament, almost everyone will get a go because you have to really adapt to situations and conditions. What was it about today's situation that led to the 3 fast bowlers, specialist fast bowlers, being picked? And I guess in other formats, Australia really relies on its fast bowling. Can you continue to do that here, even though most people would have expected the conditions to be slow?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's so hard. I think obviously I'm not involved in any of those discussions about selection, so that makes it hard. I'd love to give you some comments on that, but I mean, it was always going to be hard for someone that missed out. All of those players that were in the mix there, all of us, I mean, there's an argument for everyone to be in the team. I think also the power play bowling was really important, and it showed today. I mean, Hoff bowled brilliantly. He went for pretty much no runs, went for 7 off 3 overs, I think. Camo bowled brilliantly, and Starkey, finishes off. We need him to finish off at the death and swing the new ball. So there's no easy answers, and we'll probably just see what happens as the tournament goes.
Thanks, Ben, and thanks, Marcus. We'll catch up with all of you.